Good morning. My name is Edmalyn and our lesson for today is all about the 21st century curricular landscape in the classroom. What our desired learning outcomes for today? First is desired the curricular landscape of the 21st century. Second is identify the 21st century to be developed in the curriculum. Now, what's our overview? First, in the 21st century, the world has shrunk because of technology. The advance of technology of this world has made the world appear to be smaller than it actually is due to the fact that we have everything we need within as such the bottom. Second, the classroom become virtual and global. Global Virtual Classroom or GVC is the collection of free aligned education activity and resources. It means to complement the effort of the government and education around the world to integrate technologies into the classroom. Lastly is students face emerging issues. Global warming, poverty and war, health issues, and population growth. Here are the questions in emerging curricula of the 21st century. First, how does the curriculum for the 21st century look like? Second, what are the emerging factors and conditions that will shape the curriculum of the century? Here are the different issues that needs curriculum. First is globalization of economies and independence on international market. It is undeniable that globalization affects all forms of life in the world. So there is a need for school leaders to correctly identify global forces and the pressure that a COP adheres to major changes that is are inevitable to trust in them and ultimately recognized that globalization is both a complex multipositive process. In addition, educational leaders need to be aware of the fact that globalization can take many forms and it is rising with apparent necessity used from use some dimension in which to outline their work in the coming year. Second, increase concern and action about environmental degradation, water and energy shortages, global warming, pandemic or HIV, Ebola, and etc. This type of problem often move across national borders and affect many people because such a global environment is no longer just a concern for scientists, policymakers, and politicians. Some of the way in which this educationalist concern can be addressed in the coming years many include examining how we can learn to be more responsible and sustainable citizen of the world, how individual law should define the community and its impact of the environment, and the development of an understanding of how we can build courage, create, and maintain sustainable form of educational leadership. Next is national competing the power block, thus generating conflict but gives opportunities to build alliances and cooperation. In matters of national security, environmental sustainability, and economic development, what we do as a nation in our daily life is exciting in relation to what businesses and government individuals do beyond our borders. It really defines the rules of education in preparing students for success in the interconnected world. So they challenge the school to set clearly higher standard and assess students' progress in a more creative way, prepare more productive teacher, and provide effective intervention in school collapse. Next one is increased global migration, and opportunities for working overseas. Migration can change the composition of practices in beautiful countries and origins and destinations. There is a need to have policies related in terms of matching education with the demands of the labor market and addressing the increasing demand of education services in the goods public and private sector. Next is science and technological revolution. So, the industrial revolution, which is generally attributed computerization and web-based interconnectivity, has brought educators to environment where access to informed, immediate, and free. Lastly is knowledge economy as a generator of wealth and jobs. As inter-country borders become more porous due to technology development, migration, and more mobile labor force, each country must be strategically responsive to each country to promote human capital development to maintain a competitive economy in the global market. The design and context of instruction has undergo significant adaptation to meet the local context, which give in the opportunity to democratize the education system in such a way that each country develop the best model of instruction to meet the needs and student and other stakeholders. All these issues is needing the curriculum that will address global solution to environmental problem, environmental sustainability, cultural diversity, global conflict, technology, revolution, and science breakthrough. Curriculum include interdisciplinary teams, development of essential skills for modern pedagogies and technologies. The curriculum incorporate educator. The curriculum incorporate higher order thinking skills, multiple literacies, the 21st century skills. The 21st century curriculum include innovation skills. Now, what is the characteristic of the curriculum? First is provide appropriate knowledge, skills, and values to face the future. Curriculum provide to be able to gain knowledge, skills, and values that help students ready for the future. Second is based on knowledge drawn from research. As a teacher, you just make it assumption. From teaching, it should be some fact and through research that provide necessary informations and knowledge needed to solve and decision making. Third is a product of consultative collaborative development process. Help create and improve educational outcomes for student and process for effective communication and problem solving. Lastly is support excellence and equity for learners. It is important to acknowledge student achievements for them to motivate in order to grow and develop. This is where we end. The continuation of our discussion in this regards will be studied by you with Sir Gian Villanueva. I hope you understand what we have discussed. Thank you very much for listening.